Hello, I'm Jessica and welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to go over how I was able to bring my Vitamix Professional 300 back to life. I bought this with my own money in November 2012. In 2018, I had one issue with it and I was able to get it fixed by Vitamix because it was still under warranty, and so I wanted to show the things that they wanted me to check out before they were willing to accept it. And then also a current fix that we've had to do now that my machine is 10 years old. But the main thing they wanted me to check was the drive socket. And so they wanted me to pull up on this part right here. So they said it's supposed to have a slight wiggle, and they wanted to make sure there were no cracks, that the teeth weren't worn down too much, and they mainly just want to make sure it didn't come up. And mine, I could completely lift off, which was not a good thing. So my drive socket needed to be replaced. And this is one of those things that you can definitely find videos on how to replace it yourself. For me, it was already under warranty, so it was an easy, they paid the prepaid shipping label. I shipped it to them in about 2 weeks. I got it sent back to my house, repaired. Later on, we were making mojitos in our Vitamix, which is not a very thick drink. There were no ice cubes in it. It was just pureeing some peaches with plenty of liquid, and it started overheating. It smoked a little bit and it smelled burnt. So we turned it off right away, and for some reason we didn't think to check our pitcher. And our reason is we said the motor is smoking, it's obviously the motor. So because we were already out of warranty, my husband decided to take the whole thing apart. Unfortunately, I forgot to take footage. He mainly wanted to look at the boards, at the motors, and everything looked perfect. We then pretty much plugged it in after it had cooled down, and it turned on no problem, and we can still go to all of the different speeds. So we knew that this was not our issue. So the second thing that Vitamix told me to check is to make sure to see if this part would spin on the base. And the first time that I had my Vitamix serviced, my pitcher ended up being under warranty, and it also had a recall, so they ended up replacing it. So our issue this time was the bearings in the blade are messed up. So I am trying to spin from the bottom, and as you can see, it's not turning at all. So I'm trying to spin and it won't move anywhere. And so the issue of why we thought our Vitamix was broken is that this was not turning and the base was trying to turn it. So it was ruining the motor, so we turned it off. So the way you can replace this is you need this tool. There's one on Amazon you can buy already made. My husband 3D printed this. I will link the Amazon link as well as the 3D print. You do kind of have to cut off a little bit on this edge so that it fits in here. So you put the tool on here and then you turn it to loosen and then pull the tool off. Undo the threads, and then you take out the blade without cutting yourself. And so as you can see, it's not turning whatsoever. And it could be that you could take this off right here and actually replace the blade onto the other one if you really wanted, but I do know that these blades do dull over time, and so you'd have to decide if that is worth it to you. But there are two different types of blades. So this is the low profile 64 ounce container, and the classic has a different type of blade. So I will link both, but make sure you get the right one for the type of container that you have. So here is the new blade. This is not a Vitamix brand blade. So I called the Vitamix customer service, and they do not sell their own blade separately. You have to buy a whole new pitcher for $124. I tried to find a used pitcher. I didn't have any luck, but you might be able to find some. But as you can see, this newer blade definitely spins. So putting it in is pretty much the same thing, just backwards.
Breathe in, breathe out. Hey, come alive. Breathe in, breathe out. Look at the colors, colors, colors. Right.
So if I turn on my Vitamix and I have the aftermarket blade in there, that's what it sounds like. You can definitely tell that it's slightly off balance, but for the $27 price, it definitely blends and grinds and does all the things that the previous one did. You can just buy a whole new container. It's about $140, and when I called on the phone, the lady was willing to give me a 25% discount just because I asked. I hope that this video was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below, and I would love to know if you're a Vitamix owner, Blend Tech, Ninja, any of these other more high-powered blenders, what is your favorite recipe to make with them? I will definitely leave some of my favorite recipes down below, and I hope you have a great day. Cheers! So you put the tool on this part, and then you do that.
And then for your blooper, you throw a ketchup packet in there, turn it on, and go, ah!
Goonies, anybody?